Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. In the after hours, it chopped around sideways. Pre-market, we see elevated price. Now this magenta here, let's watch out for it because it might have a secondary liquidity that right here. Let's let the early candles play out. Should be straightforward today. We see the 20 and the 5 are separating. Now, forgive me if I'm not too talkative today. So let's see how we react to this magenta and then this key level along with magenta. Let's let the early candles play out. Let's get a couple cycles going through and then it'll get easy, I promise. I think maybe yesterday or the day before, you can see that it's okay to let the early moves go by because it's just setting up for the next move. So it's okay to let them go. Let's see if we visit the 20. Yeah, so because of the early morning volatility, that's why I, sometimes, I think I put it in the Discord the other day and like expect movement in the morning, and then sometimes days like today you just got to sit back. Most days you just got to sit back, let it play out, get a couple cycles under your belt. 4 cycles would be great, but you people are too impatient for that. I shouldn't even be trying to do the stuff before 2 cycles, but ain't nobody paying for that. Okay, so we just had in pre-market a weak bull, so we're just this is continuation. On a small scale, it's like this. So this weak bull is the continuation right here. See it? So whenever you see me drawing continuation like this, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we don't gamble in here. We take calculated risk. Because it's all risk, right? But we want to put the odds in our favor. Can't win them all. We've been fortunate, but you can't win them all. And you got to be okay with that. That's the name of the game. Let's see if we get a stronger move outside of purple. Let's see if we break purple to the downside. That might show us some momentum or strength. So if we start trading below this purple, that might be strength. But we need time, right? We still need to see. So just, it's been 5 minutes. We'll be fine. 6 minutes. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the later in the day that we wait, the easier it gets. The easier it gets. So I really don't even FOMO into early morning candles anymore because I'm just waiting for, I'm waiting for that to tell me the setup. So here's why I want to wait. I like to identify the macro. I need to see the big move within the 1 minute chart. It makes everything easier because we trade off the 1 minute for the most part. Should be trading up the 5 minute, but we trade off the 1 minute for the most part just to get the sniper entries. So we need to see the macro because that'll tell us our risk to reward, right? It'll show us what we're working with. So if we stay inside magenta, this is probably our macro, and it'll show us what we're working with. We can identify the risk. So in pre-market, it usually switches up during the normal hours. So sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's pre-market algos, and sometimes you got to do it organically, and you just got to play it, call it by ear. You got to see what the market gives you. So you can't always rely on pre-market algo. You just got to know when, and it'll take time. T3. This takes time. It's a game of patience. We probably want to be underneath 64.56 for safety puts, quote unquote safety puts, underneath here. All right, Discord. I'm gonna mute YouTube really quick. I'll be right back. Discord, pay attention. All right, I'm back. Now, another way you can play that is if you use the higher time frame like we're supposed to, because you'll see it's actually much cleaner than what the 1 minute looks like. So if you keep getting stopped out, you need to start using your 5 minute chart. I've recommended in the past possibly using the 2 minute and Heikin-Ashi candles. So maybe try it, paper trade with it, see how you like it. It'll keep you in your trades longer, that's for sure. It'll definitely keep you in your trades longer. The price looks slightly different because it's an average when you're using the Heikin-Ashi candles. But just practice with it, you might like it. All right, we're at key level right here. See a rejection at key level, or let's see if it pushes through. Because remember, this is the movement here. This is the movement. So let's say you took puts, you should be, let's just say for example, you should be trailing along purple. We're far below the water in the 1 minute. Let's check the higher time frame. We're okay. We're continuing bear cycle on the 5 minute. Let's watch out for what I didn't put in the trading plan. Watch out for this range right here. $30 minutes says sideways. We're above the water, about to start a bear cycle. That's sideways. Still in lick box, right? Perfectly in lick box. Let's see if we respect purple here, or if it wants to go the other direction. You know, we're still in the lick box, but let's see if we respect purple. All right, purple might be our up for the day. Let's see if we retest top lick box or pre-market high. I believe we identified secondary liquidity right here. So both of these are 1 because it's early morning. 15. Okay, well now we hit our 15 minutes. So this candle was actually our 15 minutes. So all right, see what we got. If we do get above 68.33, you want to look for this, and then watch out for right here. Just be patient. It'll happen. Let all this play out. Just be patient. There's always 2 options. There's always 2. You gotta wait for the setup. We don't need to have a bias. We know what needs to happen. It'll be easy shortly. We know what needs to happen in order for the move to go in whatever direction. We don't need to have a bias. The market will tell us. Liquidity will build, liquidity will break. Liquidity will build, liquidity will break, or it'll build and break. We're still in this lick box. So we're completely sideways, right? Completely sideways, nothing's changed. It'll happen. Just give it time. Just give it time. We don't have enough data yet to make any informed decision. All we know is we're going sideways within this slow magenta. That's all we do know. You'll know what it needs to look like, right? Something like this. Something like this. Your safety puts are going to be underneath the 20, right? Nothing's changed. Break retest of the 20. Nothing's changed. We're going to see if we can get a sniper entry, though. This is why we let the early volatility play out. Let it play out. They're going to tell us eventually. It's going to take time. We have no movement here. We're back at market open. No one made any money so far, unless you're Johnny on the spot right here. All right, let's see if we get some motion here. Let's see if we get a weak bull cycle. So on the 5-minute here, we didn't get a close, we got a wick. So on the 5-minute, we're still respecting purple. That's why we should guide off the 5. You're gonna hold on to your trades longer. You're gonna let your winners win on the 5. You see how we're testing bottom lick box and the magenta at the same time? We knew this was going to happen. We already knew this was going to happen. So now we want to see how we react to secondary liquidity. We know where the liquidity is built up. So just allow it to happen, right? Because the institutions are saying, whenever we get here, buy. If they're bulls, if they want to push it up. The bears are saying, whenever we get here, sell. Right? They do the opposite, to push it down. Eventually, one of them's gonna get tired. Eventually, someone's gonna say, you know what? Let me let this play out. And then they're gonna let someone win. That's how it works. Whoever wins the orders. We don't know who's gonna win the order, so we can't have a bias. Someone could randomly hit, right now, $500 million, buy. And then it just shoots up from here. So we don't know that's gonna happen. We need to let the wave happen, and then we jump. Okay? Let the wave happen, then we jump on the wave. Still respecting purple. We never closed above purple. So then the theory is, when we break outside of magenta, that maybe purple's gonna take over. We'll know that when we see this. See it? And the reason why we want to wait for the break and retest is because we have to watch out for if this happens. See my logic? Do you see my logic? So now, let's say it breaks this secondary liquidity and then shoots down, and you miss it, then guess what? You miss it. That wasn't the setup. Right? That wasn't the setup. You didn't take the risk. No big deal. Ideally, you want to see a break and retest. That's the answer. That's the answer. This guy, look at this guy, Neo. What the hell? Look how smooth the 5 minute looks. Besides this wick, which this is obviously liquidity grab, right? Look where it grabbed liquidity from. It grabbed liquidity from the top of the lick box. So now let's see if they have the strength to push out below 01. Or where's this one? It's probably going to be on this magenta. So it was 01 on the 5 minute, but what are we at? 11. Or 09 on the 1 minute. So, you know, within the margin of error. It's hard to plot 3 different goddamn charts. It's not easy. It's not easy. Trying to trade, trying to plot, trying to teach, trying to wait for the next. It's not easy. This is also like really ugly price action. We don't have any real direction yet. So if you're not taking any trades, perfect. Look, we're still inside this lick box. Stress free. We're not worried about this. Stress free. I am interested to, I'm gonna clean up this chart just a bit. Take a screenshot if you need to. I am interested to see if possibly we have. It's a little early. It's a little early for that, but who knows? A little early for that, but who knows? we're below the water on the 1 minute. Below the water on the 5 minute. We might be starting a bear cycle on the 30 minute. Might be. We'll know. If we get below here or if we get above here, we'll know, right? On the 30 minute, we'll start seeing the legs spread apart again if we get above. All we do know now is we're in testing possibly secondary liquidity on magenta and still inside purple. So it kind of is setting this up. You know, personally, I just think it's a little too early. But my feelings are irrelevant here. I need to adjust this bottom purple before I make it look too pretty. Okay, there. Let's see if this dance plays out. Again, you got to measure risk to reward. If we do break this, you're looking at the 20. 20 has a lot of liquidity. So you have to ask, are they going to grab from the 20 and push up? That's what you got to ask. So risk to reward. If it breaks, the most likely target, probability wise, is going to be the 20, right? So can you survive any volatility in here until we get to the 20? Or is it going to drop straight to the 20? Maybe even below the 20. No one knows. But I'm telling you what to look out for. You're measuring your risk to reward on this play right here, if it goes. So none of our triggers have even happened yet. Again, I want to reiterate, we have to watch out for a liquidity grab from the 20. So just to recap, your best bet is going to be, wait for that. That's going to be the safest play. Not 100%, but probability wise, it's probably going to be the best option. And then you got to worry if you get stuck between here. So if you look at, let's look at the 30 minute really quick. This is, you see what's happening, right? You see what's happening on the 30 minute. Maybe this magenta, maybe this is from the trading plan yesterday. Still in effect. Still in effect. So if we don't have a lot of movement today, I wouldn't be surprised. We've had a really good couple of weeks, so no reason to start risking it now. Not every day is a trading day. Not every day is a trading day. We're gonna get movement. It'll happen, but if it doesn't, that's fine. I'm here. I'm just gonna be quiet. Give me a second. Look, we're like right back at market open pretty much. So if you didn't take a trade, you did the right thing, right? We're at market open. No one's made any money. You didn't miss anything. Why? Because everyone agrees on the price inside of here. Everyone's agreed. If we're in here, you're agreeing. You also agree. Stress free. You don't even have to worry about it. Maybe have a cross on the 30 minute now. Interesting wick here. Technically we didn't close above purple, so it's still respecting purple. Let's see where this candle closes. Okay. See how smooth it is in the 5 minute? One moment. Okay, I'm back. Look at all this liquidity building up. We like this, right? This is what we like. We like this liquidity. So when it pops, it'll probably pop. Pop, pop. Look, we're pretty much at market open. No one's missed anything. Gotta let a couple cycles go by. We need to see movement. We don't have any movement here. All we see is sideways motion. That's it. We don't have momentum going in one direction or the other. There's no trade here. If you're trading literally inside the lick box. And do you see why we don't just jump on candles like this? Yeah. I know it looks juicy sometimes, like, oh, momentum candle, it's breaking this thing, but we identified secondary liquidity. And yeah, secondary liquidity helped out. It prevented us. You know, sometimes it takes me a fake out in order to identify secondary liquidity. Luckily, we were able to identify it early today. And that probably saved us right there. This saved us right here. For sure. All right, let's see if we get maybe a weak bull cycle while being under 66.22, this key level. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we continue this weak bull cycle. Let's see if we get underneath 66.22. Now, if it does pop, you gotta measure risk to reward to this 20. That's all I'm saying. Your safety puts are gonna be underneath the 20. Still inside secondary liquidity, still inside lick box, but again, you got to measure your risk to reward here. You got to measure your risk to reward. Just wait for the thing to happen. And if it just shoots down from here, it shoots down. No big deal. The setup will be around the corner, right? We want to see that strong move, because that strong move is going to tell us something. We're either going to have continuation or we're going to have a reversal. So then we have our 50-50. Now our odds are increased. At this point here, we have no idea. Actually, we're 50-50 here, but we have no sense of direction. We know we're 100% inside this lick box. Let's see if we get a high. Let's see if we get lower. It looks like it just broke. It just broke on purple on the 5 minute. Oh, actually, this candle still has 3 minutes. Never mind. Still has 3 minutes on that candle. 3.5 minutes. The secondary saved us again. Secondary saved us again. Risk to reward. Look, you see how we have to wait for this candle? Okay. Still didn't break. Still didn't break. Gotta wait for the break. Gotta wait for it to break. Not wick, but break. A break and retest would be more ideal. It looks like they want to break it, but I'm not sure if they're trying to grab liquidity off of it. So we'll see when they break. We will see. We might be oversold. The 30 minutes says it's got some room, so, but it's above the water, so it's technically sideways. Still in this range. It's gonna pop one way or the other. Let's take out this order block. Okay. Okay. Can't overstay your welcome this close to the 20. So you gotta protect this. I really shouldn't even be advocating for this, but like I shouldn't have highlighted it, but it is what it is, right? My feelings are irrelevant because the facts are the facts. So protect your trade. 30 cents made, protect your trade. Right? We do this consistently. You don't even have to stress. You don't have to stress. We do it consistently. Now either you execute your exit strategy, or you know, whichever exit strategy you're going for, that's what you need to figure out. That's what you have to do. I can't do that part for you. All right, good way to start the day, huh? Good way to start the day. Protect your trade. Yeah, don't front run it next time, but I'm glad you made it out. I'm glad you made it out alive. Look at you now. Look at you now. You're able to hold. All right, good trade. Excellent trade. I'm sorry I don't have the excitement. I'm just, I guess I'm old. Getting old. Let's see how the retest goes. Oh, we stayed inside of purple. Okay. Yeah, 5-minute chart. You gotta use a 5-minute chart to guide off of. Let's see if that retest. Let's see if it hits. A little bit more would be nice. See if we get another bite at the apple here. I also took it early and I got stopped out on this candle here. So base hit. Let's see if it retests and reject. I wanted to wait for the 20, but this candle stopped me out. Small base hit. I got in early too. I got in too early. This candle, one of these candles faked me out. It's okay. We were prepared for this, right? We were prepared. We need to look out for take your base hits. There's nothing wrong with the base hit. Remember, we want to look out to see if we're going to do this, right? We already prepared for this. We're still inside purple, so back in lick box. I'm not a fan of the price action, so I'm going to sit on my hands for a bit. Not a fan of this price action. We needed to break this purple. All right, 5-minute chart, we broke the purple on the 5-minute chart. I think this is a healthy break. I mean, it could still wick. It's got 2.5 minutes left. Again, we're in purple until we're not. Small base hit over here. I'll take that. Little base hit. How much was it? From 13 to 42. Let's say 15, 66.15 to 65.46. Let me clean up this chart and show you the two options. It's either going to stay in purple or it's going to break purple. So we're in purple until we're not. And we're still in this lick box. So you see what's happening. If you're trading inside the lick box, you're okay with the price. If it breaks purple, hopefully you're targeting top of lick. Let's check higher time frame. We're below the water, maybe having a weak what do you call this, bull cycle on the 5. 30 minutes still looks like it has some room for the down, but it's above the water, so it's actually sideways. And we're back at market open, so it's either going to bolt down from here or it's going to gain a little strength from this dance that it might do and then give a little push. We can only expect to the top of the lick box, just based on historical pattern. Back at market open. It's okay. We were prepared for this, right? We knew exactly what to do. We knew exactly what to do. If you're taking this, you got to protect your trade. Why? Because the 20 is right here. All the liquidity is built up right here. We knew that. Let's see if we get a dance right here. Okay, so the reason why this one's a 2, the magenta was a 2, or the pink purple was a 2, is because we knew where the target was most likely. This was a high probability. So quick scalp, get green for the day. Now you got a little bit of play money. This is a 1 because we're still inside the lick box. So if you're taking this, you're trading in the chop. But you know it is on here. This is the setup. So if it wins, you got to protect your trades. That's all I'm saying. You got to protect your trades. Okay. Okay. Look at the wick on the 30. Okay. If you took break of purple, your trade's protected. Can't lose from here. Cannot lose from here. Hopefully we hit the top of this lick box here. Just gonna let it play. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I actually have to take a call. Give me like 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Let's see. Oh, another fake out. As just ugly price action here. Safety puts are going to be below the 20. Oh boy, look at this. No, okay. What are they doing here? What are they doing here? What are they doing? All right, let's see if we get some strength. Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta do some work. Formed another purple. Yeah, be patient. Be patient. I mean, not every day is a trading day. We don't have to always be in a trade. Look, we're literally back at market open, pretty much. We're like off by cents at market open. The market hasn't moved in an hour. 1 hour it hasn't moved. We're just consolidating. I'll take this one away. I'll just leave it out. All right, so we just closed the 30-minute candle. Looks like an indecision candle to me, but the 30-minute candle that just closed kind of looks like an indecision candle, which makes sense because we're just going sideways. We've literally just gone sideways. But let's see if we get some microstructure to tell us what's going to happen. $33, 68.33. Netta. For calls, we want to break above. Yeah, right here, 33. We want to break above, retest, and reject it. Hopefully, by that time, we form another purple, right? Okay. Back at market open. I took a small win here and I got stopped out for fees somewhere in here. So now I'm waiting to see the next setup. I'm probably gonna be a little more patient. Okay. Man, this is really sketchy price action. They're building it up. They're building up some, you know, it's gonna pop. When it pops, it's gonna pop. Everything's saying sideways. Everything's saying sideways. No one else try it. I'm gonna try this one. I don't want anyone else to try this. I'll try this one and then I'm gonna have a very tight stop. So if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. There's a risk I'm willing to take. A little bit of money, I'll be fine. I'll survive for the test. It's for science. I'm doing this for science. Okay, I'm protected. So if I get stopped out here, I can't lose, right? Can't lose from here. So I'm protected. The reason why I did that for science is to show you that I just followed the strategy. Even in ugly conditions, I just followed the strategy. That's all I did. This was to prove to you that, you know, it's really hard to be wrong twice in a row. Even though we weren't wrong, you know what I mean. There's science. Okay, so now do we agree that this is, it's math? Like, it's just math. Does everyone see it? It's just math. I've worked out the math already. You don't have to think. You don't have to stress about your trades. Let's say you took a loss somewhere here for some reason, I'm not sure how, but if you did, that's fine. Now you know the direction. Maybe you can go a little, when you get a little more experience, you go a little bit heavier, you get all that money back. It's just science. I'm not making it up. And I had the worst fill. I got filled on the top of this candle. I told you when I went in. Don't care now, trade protected. You can collect, you could cover your losses, whatever you want to do. Because, like, let's say you're still in the lick box and you're like, you know what? Let me just get my money and get out. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I took all of this. I didn't let it go. I took all of it. Let me see if I can let this runner run. I'll leave the runners here. If it gets stopped out, then the runners get stopped out for break even. And I've chased my first set here. So collect a little bit and we'll see what happens. I'll actually go underneath this candle body. I got enough to cover it, so I'll be fine. You know, we're scalping here, right? Because we're inside the lick box. You can't ask for too much. Get what you can get. If you want to hold, then hold. I don't like this price action, so I'm gonna take what I get. I'm gonna take what I get. So now my trade definitely protected, right? I took my money from there. I can move my stop just a little bit. So now this one, I don't have to worry about fees. I don't have to worry about, it's just profit now. Now it's just profit. I'm not gonna get greedy. I know I'm in this lick box, so I'd rather get something than nothing. I'd rather look back on the day and say, hey, I came out green instead of I had money and I let it go against me. Because the home runs are gonna come. And when the home runs hit, then you're gonna, let me collect a little bit more. When the home runs come, then, you know, it'll make up for everything. So you don't have to, I don't really like risking my money like that. So if I see green, I'm getting it. If it goes without me, I can always get back in. I can always get back in. But at least let me collect something. I'm greedy like that. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what I risked here was, you know, I stopped out in this candle here, somewhere in this candle for my first set of contracts. I let my next set of contracts just ride. I kept a tight stop just so at least I wouldn't lose anything. So I collected here, my runners are running, and look at the money we're printing. Look at the money we're printing. So what I risked was these contracts here. I took off a third here, so let me let these run. This is science, right? Look at the perfect, look at this. This was, we planned this out a long time ago. Remember I told you we're gonna grab liquidity from the 20? This is already in, we already knew this was gonna happen. Look at the money we're printing. We do it every day. Don't feel FOMO. Don't do that. Let me go read the chat. Wait, you took it? You took it, Spanker? Look at you. Look at you. Well, look, I don't want you guys to trade my risk tolerance. I understand why you did it, but I don't need you guys to trade your risk tolerance. I did this to show you that, look, even if it went against me, I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine. Look at the money. There it is. Look at the money. I'm probably gonna move everything to right below my last 2/3. I'm gonna move it below 68.33 now. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I'll be right back. All I had to do here was embrace the retrace. I embraced it. I figured out what was going on. I stuck to my rules, stuck to my strategy. I mean, we do it every day, so. Everyone heard me. Actually, in the Discord, Nita made a comment or asked a question. I answered the question specifically, so let's see if this plays out now. Let's see if we broke 33, retest, and reject off of 33. Well, you want to wait for the retest and the reject. Now we're testing it now, so let's see if we reject off of it. Stop me out on my 2/3, so I stopped out on that. You gotta wait for the break, the retest, and the reject. This is what you want to wait for. Break, retest, and the reject. Okay, let's look for the next setup. If this wants to go down, let's see if we grab this. Let me clean up this chart. Let's see if it does this, and then this, or if we continue like this. So we'll know once we get here. We'll have an idea, and then we'll look for this. All right, good. All right, good job, good job, good job, good job. Hell yeah. This price action, yeah, you got to get in and get out. You see it. You got to get in and get out. That's why I'm trailing these stops tight. While we're still in here, I'm trailing these tight. If I don't see the setup I like, then I'm not taking it. This was for science, because I didn't know it had to happen, but you know, I had a pretty good inclination that I mean, I've just done so much testing on it that I don't even mind if I get stopped out, because I know my stops are reasonable, and I know I can get back in, and I know where the next setup is. So I have a couple things that are helping me guide in my decision making. I got a couple things helping me guide. Correct. Yes, there you go. It takes time. There you go. This takes time. T3. There you go, Ron. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. It takes time, right? Now you're starting to get it. You know what it needs to look like. And if it goes without you, you can't feel FOMO, because that feeling is going to start eating away inside you and cause gambling. You just let it go. And you have to understand that when you do let it go, that it's just setting up the next play for you. Right? Now we know what we want to look for. Let's see if we make another purple. I can't believe we're doing this with just 2 colors. Or no, 3. We have 3. I completely ignored gosh darn magenta. Pink purple. The original entry would have been back on this break of purple here at, what is this, 6601-ish. This would have been the original entry, right? Because it was the break of purple on the 5-minute. This episode is brought to you by Alibaba's and Escondido. If you're in San Diego, I highly recommend Alibaba's. It is fine dining, Mediterranean and Middle Eastern. Sanitation, spectacular and superb. If you're ever in the area, stop in at Alibaba's. Tell them LiveSPYTrading sent you and get a 20% discount. I don't think I confirmed this blue yet, so I need to confirm this blue. I have not confirmed this blue yet. Let's see the dance on magenta here. Let's see what happens. We're in a tight range, man. This is a tight range. This is, you got to be in, be out. Look at the rejection off of this magenta right here. Look on a 30-minute rejection off magenta. Yeah, this is sideways, so we're back at market open, right? If you didn't take a trade, you're fine. You're back at market open. You didn't miss anything. You actually probably did the right thing, because look how risky this. I mean, we're trying to trade in, what is this? 55. 3-point range. That's tough. That's tough. But we see that it's possible to make money as long as you're reasonable with your expectation. Reasonable with your expectation, and you stick to your rules, stick to your plan. That's how we win today. If I don't take another trade today, I'll be fine. I stuck to my strategy. I think over here on this break of purple, I took a, what is it? I stopped out for fees, so I don't really consider that a loss, but you can take it as a loss if you want. And then when I saw this red candle, I'm like, okay, let me be ready for blue. And then look, it rejected off a key level. I had I had this shoulder here, I seen this play out. I'm like, okay, I see a little dance right here. Okay, I know it's gonna happen now. So when I saw this little dance that I just circled, I went in on the green. Once it broke, closed above the purple, then you know everyone was here for the rest. So this is how I think about it. I realize I have a better shot sticking with the strategy than not. I got a better shot at it. How do I know that? Because I've been doing the math for this for a while. For a while. This is math. If you want to go against math, that's on you. So I did this trade, so everyone can hear me, before it didn't even look pretty when it started to go against here in this wick. I was like, you know what? I'm sticking with it. Don't care. I had a tight stop. Didn't matter. If it would have stopped me out, it would have stopped me out. This is how, this is part of the game. We've been very fortunate that we've just been very fortunate over these last since February 3rd. And if you're on YouTube, it probably seems unrealistic, especially yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely insane, but it probably seems unrealistic. So you're gonna have to join the Discord to see what's really going on. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. I will get you sorted out. We understand our risks. We understand our risks. We know what's going on. Look at this 30-minute. We understand the risk here. If you don't know what I mean by that, the 30-minute shows chop. So we need to get out of this chop. And believe it or not, one of those trading plans is gonna hit. Is gonna hit. I'll draw the path up again. So we know our setups. You just gotta wait for it to happen. You just gotta wait for it to happen, and then it's gonna be risky here because if it breaks purple, then you're going to key level. So that's gonna be, you gotta measure risk to reward. If we break purple here, let's say we break it here, then you gotta measure your risk to reward on this. Your high day is at, what is it? 68.70. So if you would have took break of 68.33 to 68.70, that's 3 cents off of a win. A couple cents off of a win. So I wouldn't consider this a win. It actually needed a break, retest, and reject anyway. That's what we wanted. That would have been the safety up here. Your safety for puts is still going to be below the 20. So if you're trading in here, you're taking that risk. You're taking that risk. And this is why we can't allow 1 or 2 candles to guide us. We need the entire, we need the motion to tell us what's going to happen. Not 1 or 2 candles. Just in case you haven't noticed how it works. Now you know. Hold on, let me test something. And I'm still not even, I think it's like that. I'm still not even 100% on the blue. I think I like the magenta more than the blue. I mean, no one could be 100% on any of this stuff. That's not a thing. So let me clarify that. Oh, wait. But what I'm trying to do here is show you that we have a strategy that works. And if you stick to it, even in, days like this, we can make a living. Even in days like this, we can make a living. It's going to pop. Just got to give it time. Let's see if it's this. So this is like your 50-50 right here, right? You got a 50-50 shot from here. We'll see what's gonna happen. You don't need to front run it. And we're literally back at market open. So if you haven't taken a trade, good. You did the right thing. Whoever didn't take a trade is probably the only one who did the right thing. We shouldn't be trading in this chart. This is not good price action. I did this for science. So let's say you took this 50-50 short. You have to, each level here is you got to watch out for each level. So first blue, then magenta, and then key level, and then this magenta. So this is what you're dealing with, right? Because you're in this range. And then same thing to the upside, right? If you buy calls, then your first thing you got to watch out for is purple, and then you got to watch out for key level. And then hopefully you break and retest key level. What I'm trying to do is explain, don't overstay your welcome. Take money when you see it, and trust that the next setup's around the corner. We don't always have to be in a trade. That's not a thing. None of us should have traded in here. Nobody should have traded in here. We should have seen bigger movement. But the reason I did was just to show you that market respects structure. No matter what we think, our bias is irrelevant. The market's going to respect structure. So what I'm trying to say is that even sometimes, you know, there's going to be those times, for example, I think it was Friday when old Donnie Boy was telling us about tariffs, and then that minute everything tanked. But for the most part, even with news, the market, if it wants to go down, it's going to grab liquidity from the top side first. And if it wants to go up, it's going to grab liquidity from the bottom side first. On a balance of averages, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have those events. You know, we got people that like to talk and move money around, so we have to be aware of that. But for the most part, the market is going to respect the structure. And I proved it on this one right here, somewhere over on this purple. And then we're looking for the next setup. What's the next setup? A break of 33 with a retest and a reject. That was the setup. So we have identified all the risks. While you're in here, while we're in this lick box, you're in the lick box. Not every day is a trading day, and we had a good week, so we don't need to gamble anything away. So what I'll do, I want to wait to see if the excuse me, I want to wait to see if it's magenta or blue, because I'm still a little skeptical on blue. I don't know if it's a thing yet. I think it is, but we'll see. At this point, I probably prefer the magenta. The only reason I'm putting blue is because I'm trying to maximize it. I probably shouldn't be, but I'm trying to maximize if we can make profit, right? If we take it on break of blue instead of break of magenta, that'll just be a little bit extra money, but I think magenta is probably the safest. The safest is going to be break, retest, and reject of the 20. Let me get that clear. Let me get that straight. Because you see, look, from underneath 66.22 to the 20, look. You got to worry about that. So not every day is a trading day. You have to identify these risks. We've had plenty of time to see price action. You got to ask yourself, is today the day, right? Today might not be the day. Save your money. If I didn't take another trade, I'll be fine. I got green, and I can't be greedy. I went a little heavier on these over here. So I can't tell if we're respecting this blue or not. And I might be trying to force this blue, and if I think that I am, then I'll get rid of it. But I'm testing blue right now. It might be break a blue and then, or build in blue and then break magenta, but we're testing blue, so we'll see. As of now, I like magenta the best. Look at this price action. For every movement, it has to be, a crazy swing in both directions for every little move. Crazy swing, little tiny move. Crazy swing, reasonable move. Crazy swing, now we'll see. It has to chop around in these little tiny lick boxes. Because remember, the stock market is just a structure within a structure. It's the inception. Look at this. How do you trade in this? How are you supposed to trade in any of this? We're back at market open. Today's not the day, right? Or this hour is not the hour. That's what we do know. Sometimes you gotta, in order to protect that account, we need to, learn how to identify this stuff. And I think, it's pretty much telling us as of now, you got nothing. You got nothing. We're grabbing at straws, taking risk for what? Because if your stop loss has to be the last low, and you're putting stop losses that are with this price action, your stop losses has to be maybe unreasonable for the risk. You see what I'm saying? Unreasonable for the risk. But this is why I'm here, to identify this and dissuade you from over trading, and just wait for your setup. Break, retest, reject 68.33 for calls, and it's going to be underneath the 20 at minimum for safety puts. If you're trading anywhere in between here, that's on you, because this is not my recommendation. All right, blue. Let's see what blue got. Let's see what blue got. Remember, we're testing blue. And testing blue just to, I don't know, weird flex. Weird flex, bro. Again, let's say we break this magenta, you gotta measure risk to reward, because the next stop is like right here at 66.22. I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, we see what's happening. We don't have to guess. We don't have to guess where the stock market's going. We know what needs to happen. Below the 20, above this, with a break and retest. That's the answer. Otherwise, you're in here, right? It's easy. We don't, stress-free. You don't have to worry. Set alerts. Set alerts. Mark out. Here, I'll do it. I'll do it. I just don't want to crowd the screen too much. I'm going to clean up this chart. The screen's... Take a screenshot or something. High day, set an alert. Now, once we get up here at the high day, we'll assess the market. We'll see what's happening. And then once we get below the 20, same thing. Should be able to. I can't set an alert on this. Okay. So, practice what I preach. I'm going to set an alert. I probably don't want to trade up in here. You know, if I can get from purple to here, not worth it. Not worth it. Don't care. Don't care. I'm green for the day. Why risk the money? Look at this price action. We're now usually is when compression time starts, right? They're about to go to lunch in New York, or on the East Coast rather. They're setting up for lunch. This is compression time. So you're telling me compression? What was this? What was all this? If now we're getting to compression time, what the hell was all this? The burning out contracts. Look at your 30-minute. Look at your 30-minute chart. The 5-minute does have potential for this. Anyone gonna donate to science on purple? Who's donating to science? That's what you're gonna be doing. So I'm explaining my risk. Down here, you know, I knew we built up liquidity in purple here. So the break of this purple, you know, I had at least something to target. I had this key level up here. At least I had something to go off of, right? Somewhere the market is going to gravitate towards, because the market likes liquidity. If you're here, then, you know, this might be reasonable for you. If you want to take that, it might be reasonable for you. You know, your risk to reward, I can't control that. This is something you need to have a talk with your doctor about. Hey doc, what am I willing to risk? Scalpers, yeah. Scalp situation, yeah. And if you're scalping, you know, I'm not telling you to, but you to make anything on it, you got to go heavy on it. So you really got to have some conviction in your trade there, or else you're gonna be looking at a couple dollars. Maybe like $5 or something. 10. Let's see. From 80 to 32. Yeah, you can get maybe 15, 20 bucks out of it. Oh, okay. So this is okay. I didn't even realize. I'm so blind. This is the alert. This dotted line here. I'm still here. I'm just being quiet. I'm seeing how science works out. So let's say you decided you wanted to take the break of this purple for some reason. Let's say you did, and your stops, I mean the last, I would consider the last low somewhere down here, but I can see a case to be made here underneath this wick right here because it's just lower from your candle. So you're gonna have to measure your risk to reward on that. So this is just a hypothetical. If you were to take this, right, and if you didn't get the fill exactly on the line, which is damn near difficult, sometimes you get filled up at the top of the candle, which is what happened to me on this one right here. I got filled in the top, and I had to survive all this. That was fine. But again, we're measuring risk to reward on this, so break of this purple, this is what you're asking for right here. If you get anything past that, that's good for you. Oh man, look at this price action. That's fine. It's fine. We're prepared, we're set up. We know what to expect. We know what we're looking for. We know exactly what we're looking for. We're going to see which stop would have been more applicable. Should we have stopped out on the line and just cut losses? Should you stop out at this low, or should you stop out at this low? Science. We'll see. Because we knew this one's got a lot of risk here because the reward is kind of small. We want to go, you know, if we're going to break purple, we want to be somewhere down here, way lower, and then break it. So at least you have some runway. Right? You get some runway to a target. That's what we need. We need runway to a target. There we go. I like that. It's almost about to break the structure, but we kind of wanted to see this. So we'll see if this plays out. Oh, okay. See this wick right here would have been stopped. Oh wait, it's right on it. So we'll see which one. It's right on. Remember this wick over here? We're saying for science, we're going to see where the stop should be. It's right on it. I'm actually kind of glad today's slow because I don't feel like yelling. I'm always yelling in the mic. Perfect. I like that. I really do like that. We get a chance to test our theories and to see what would have worked, what wouldn't have worked, and why. You get a chance to refine your exits. Paper trade. Great day to paper trade. So notice where I have my alerts. I have an alert at, is it 33? It's on 70. I got an alert on 70 to let me know we tested high a day, and I got an alert on the 20. Otherwise, we're just stuck in this chop. One of those two things has to happen. I mean, it doesn't have to, we can just stay in the chop, but I'm saying one of those two things must happen for a trade setup, a possibility of a trade setup. All right, so look right here. If you got in at the worst possible time on the break of this purple, if you didn't have the stones to hold through and follow your strategy, you would have never got a chance to at least break even. You would have never got that chance to at least break even. And it did test on this green, it did test our initial tight stop loss. It tested it. I don't think it would have taken it out though. I don't think it would have taken it out. Too much movement. But I don't know for a fact, but at least you had another bite at the apple, right? Another chance to adjust. Or, hey, I don't like this price action. The movement didn't happen the way I thought. Let me stop out and reassess, and for break even or whatever it is, fees, whatever it is. But that's what I'm saying. You at least have a better shot at sticking to the strategy than not. You at least have a better shot, right? We did this for science, or this was a science experiment. That's why we talked through it together. Just set your alerts. Set your alerts. Don't sit here and do this all day. Right? Don't sit here and do this all day. Set your alerts. At least we'll be comfortable knowing that if none of the alerts get triggered, then we know we did the right thing by not trading in the chop. Then we know we did the right thing by not trading in the chop. And by trying to chase every break of this, break of that, knowing we're in a tight range, for what? We're in this tight range. Set your alerts. That's why I have my alerts there. If you're trading inside of here, you're agreeing to this price. You're agreeing to this lick box. I'll probably wait another few minutes and I'm going to call it. I'm just going to let my alerts tell me what's going on. Don't need to sit here and try to do this all day. Alerts will tell me. The alerts will tell me what happened, and then I'll make a decision at that point. The tight stop would have stopped you out. Now let's see what happens on magenta. I set the alert for the high a day and on the 20. So I have it set on trading view. I just clicked on it and then set alert. Maybe I right clicked on it or something. But it's on the 20 and it's on high a day. So this one's literally at the MA and this one's just at high a day. And until then, look, we're just stuck in here. And then, oh wait, what? And then when it gets to the 20, I'm gonna wait for a break and retest, not just a touch. But I tell you, this is thin. This is not a good risk to reward from here, right? When your purple's this close and you got a target right there, you'll get it eventually. It takes time. Hopefully, you know, I walk through that with you and you see my logic behind everything. That's why I told you, if you take a trade here, you're donating to science. You're donating. That's why, you know, you'll get it. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll understand my language a little bit more. Okay, magenta. Let's see what you got. Magenta to key level. Clean the chart up. Okay, got some movement now. Big rejection wick on this magenta here. Oh wait, I was just on mute. All right, I don't know what everyone heard, but I stopped out on this candle stopped me out. I was upset because I didn't leave runners. I stopped everything out, and I had my stops here, and then I moved it. This candle took me out, and I thought I had runners, but I didn't. I thought I had runners, and I closed everything. So this candle somewhere in here stopped me out. I wanted to leave runners, and I made a mistake. I made a mistake, so it happens. Can you hear me now or no? Okay, sorry about that. So, all right, I don't know how far you heard, but I took blue because it was a test. I took blue, I let it run. I got stopped out on this green candle here. I meant to leave runners, and I by accident I just dragged everything, so I didn't leave runners. I stopped everything out on this candle. So mistake on my part, but it happens sometimes. It be like that sometimes. And I'm not upset now. Now I'm not upset. All right, watch out. Now I'm not upset. I took from blue and I stopped out here. Right, blue is my experiment, something I was willing to do. If you didn't want the experiment, the next option was this magenta. If you didn't want this one, you could have took this one. They're all winners. You could have got something out of it. Now we're waiting for the next setup. We're looking to see if we're gonna have continuation. Man, I was supposed to leave. It's a good thing I stayed. Nice. All right, good job, good job, good job. Yeah. Take your wins and leave. Sorry, I was on mute. Jeez. Okay, I'll stick around for a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it for myself too, because I wasn't sure about blue, but I kind of knew something. I was like, that's what I was telling you. If it breaks blue, I'm trying to flex and trying to show you guys. I'm just trying to flex. Ideally it would be magenta, but blue, that's the flex. I had to flex on y'all real quick. I had to do it because I'm petty like that. I'm petty, but I don't want you to trade my risk tolerance. I want you to trade your risk tolerance. So I'm showing you everything and I'm telling you everything so you can make your own discernment. You can make your own choices here. But I walked through everything I did. Unfortunately, I think I was mute. I'm sorry. I was mute. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I was talking up a storm. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, did you? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, you're starting to get it. All right, that's awesome. Look, you're locked in. If you get the non-verbal communication, you're locked in, Ron. You're locked in, dude. Hell yeah. And I'm not upset that I got, yeah. So I didn't leave runners. I'm not upset now. I mean, they still would have been, big winners, but I normally on moves like this, I like to leave runners. But we need to expect, liquidity grab off the 20. So our safety put, break, retest, rejected the 20. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. So look, even if I'm not talking, even if I'm not here, you know, I give you guys the setups, right? We had this highlighted. We knew magenta was our down for the safe, or the quote unquote safety magenta. Blue was me testing. So I didn't expect anyone to take blue. I don't know if you heard me, but this was just me trying to flex. I don't know if I was mute then, but I just wanted to flex a little bit. You know, however you take that, I don't know, but weird flex, I get it. Hold on, wait a second, let's see. This is a really rough trading day, so if you didn't take any trades, there's nothing wrong with that. Because we're almost right back at market open. Right? If you didn't take any trades, we're almost at market open right now. So you didn't miss a thing. You didn't miss anything. I'm telling you. Don't feel FOMO. Do not feel FOMO. You didn't miss a thing. This is not ideal. This is not ideal situation. We have no actual structure. All we did was follow the strategy, right? That's all I did today. Man, I'm upset that I muted the whole time. I was talking so much junk. I was talking so much junk. But like funny junk. I think it's funny. Okay, we're doing good. Like even in this tight range, I'm telling you, follow the strategy. Our odds are much better if we just follow this thing that I've done the math for. I've already done the math. You don't have to think. You're probably thinking too much. And hopefully you see, like, you know, if you take a loss, you gotta take. Sometimes a loss tells you where the market's going. That's how I've put it together in my head, and it's true. It's true. If you know how to view this stuff, this alert never even went off. What the damn? This alert never went. Did it? Or did I miss it? Erasing. Okay. All right. Oh, I need to, sorry, hold on. Measure risk to reward here, okay? If you're taking this break a blue, break a whatever, you gotta measure your risk to reward. Look at the low of day right here. Low of day is right on magenta. So measure that on your own. Also, we're at the 20. So break, retest, reject, right? And then don't overstay your welcome. Look at key level. I need to focus here. Give me a second. I'm still here. I'm just being quiet. I'm just focusing. I don't have the ability apparently to talk and trade and chart and all this at the same time. Okay. I'm here, I'm just focused. Let's see if we get a weak bull cycle. happy with the market gives you. Don't get greedy. I took blue, my trade's protected, but if you're taking magenta, you gotta protect this trade. I'm not gonna hold this too long. If it goes, I'm gonna keep profit. I'm not gonna let it go against me at all. So I'm gonna keep profit. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna chase this. I didn't get a good fill on blue either, so I really gotta, I'm not gonna let it even, okay. That one got me. If I need to get back in, I'll get back in. That was probably like, I don't know. It was just right inside of profit. Okay, we'll see if I need to get back in. If it tries to bounce and recover, I'm gonna call it. But if we get continuation, then I might stay. It never broke magenta here. It didn't close below magenta. Didn't close below magenta. This one single candle is not really a good retest I'd like to see. I usually like to see a retest that, like, you know, in the motion like that. I want to see some motion with it. Okay. 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 Protect this trade. Protect your trade. See if we can get a 1 or 2 candles to close. See if you can get 1 or 2 candles to close. If not, you got to protect it. I'm focused. I'm still here. I'm just focused. I'm gonna set my stop and I'm gonna walk away. I'll be right back. I don't like sitting here like this just watching it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Where I miss? Okay, here we go. Okay, there it is. Right? Look, break a magenta, winner. Break a magenta, winner. There it is. I'm gonna protect my trade. Trade protected with profit. Don't care what happens from here. Don't care what happens from here. I have to get up for a second, but trade protected. So protect your trade. I'll be right back. Got me. He got me. It's okay. We collected something. We knew the risk. I should have took it on the key level. I should have just took it on the key level, but it happens sometimes. Man, I had good profit up until here, man. And I got up and walked away. Come on. Alright, let's see if this is going to be the break and retest. We wanted more motion anyway. This is a little risky. We wanted more motion out of it. When I'm saying motion, I mean like we would have preferred like something like this, right? We want the candles to like, you know, give us some motion here. Let me see. Let me pay attention. I actually can't trade anymore because I can't sit here and monitor it. I'm gonna give it another few minutes. I'll be here. I think we did pretty good today considering the considering our conditions. Let's see, we had purple. We'll do purple and we'll do I'll just do this magenta. I'll do purple and magenta because blue, I told everyone this was risky, and I told everyone that this was like me doing a you know, kind of a test or an experiment, so I won't count blue, but I'm going to count this magenta and this purple here. So sticking to the strategy, there was only actually two plays here. It was a break of purple and the break of magenta. Those are both winners. So I think I got chopped up in here a little bit, but I didn't take any loss over here. I got, well, for fees. I got stopped out for fees, so that's minor. All right, let's look to see for this. I'm gonna clean up this 5 minute. I'm gonna set you guys up for when I leave. This is why we don't want to have a bias. Let the market tell us what's gonna happen. So the blue, it was the blue on the 5 minute. So if we're guiding off the 5 minute, which we should be guiding off the 5 minute, right? The break of blue on the 5 minute, this is a winner. You don't have access to the 5 minute, it's because you're not in the Discord. Send me an email to LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com and we'll get you sorted out. If you're interested in learning how to trade like this, this is a process. It's not a get rich quick scheme. And I'm only dedicating this time and effort into people that are willing to put the effort into themselves. So if this is not your personality type, if you just want, if you're not willing to put in work, and then you can't expect much from it. You can't expect too much from it. You got to be willing to put in the work. Otherwise, we're just going to be in purple. So we're in purple until we're not. Again, Discord, we guide off the 5 minute. Why? So you don't stop yourself out. So when this thing breaks, you know, you don't stop yourself out. Because that's what we do, right? We constantly stop ourselves out. And it's because we're trading in the 1 minute and we see this little hesitation. But in real life, you know, it's just a solid move. So use the 5 minute or use the 2 minute in the Heikkanashi. Play around with that, right? It's up here. If you're on TradingView, go ahead and change your time frame. I added the 2 minute up here and the Heikkanashi over here. So break, retest, reject, look for that. Look for some motion here underneath the 20. Hold on, I might stick around. Hold on. Let's see if we get a weak bull cycle here. A weak bull cycle might go with our confluence of break, retest, or reject. Now we're gonna look for confluence. All right, on the 5 minute, we did everything today with just two trends. We did everything with two. I don't even want to put this here. Pay attention to this wick. Let's see how this closes. Did it already close? Okay. Not, yeah, it closed. So we got another candle forming here. Look at this wick. Let's see how this next 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. This key level is going to be a battle. This is the bottom of the lick box on our 5 minute. Break, retest. Pocket change is better than no change at all. All right, let's see what we got here. I want to see the legs cross over here. Okay. Okay, break, retest of the 20. This is money here. You can't overstay your welcome because we know we're at key level. Let's see what happens underneath key level. If we get underneath key level. It's exactly on the lick box from this morning. This is already put here this morning. All of this was done pre-market. Okay. Okay. All right, let's print. Come on, come on, let's print. Let's print. Let's print the money. Let's print it. Okay. Look at the money we just printed. Break, retest, reject of the 20 with the motion. Here it is. Look at the, if we go to the 5, let's go. Okay, now I have to leave. This one stopped me out because I can't sit here and trade all day. I have to get out of here. I took this retest. I got filled really bad. I got filled somewhere in this candle. I took my profit here. I went a little bit heavy because I saw the retest. I just don't have time to monitor this, to babysit this. So that was that. That's been my day. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I can just sort it out. Discord, I'll be in there in 1 second. All right, YouTube, have a good day. Bye.